Welcome to another Gleaner video podcast. Our guest today is the former Archbishop of Kingston, the Most Reverend Lawrence Burke, and he'll be sharing with us his perspectives on ministry while he was serving as Archbishop of Kingston, and what he hopes to do as he goes off into retirement.
People look upon the Catholic Church as an organization for social services, and we tend to forget that the social services that we give, whether it is through the St. Vincent de Paul Society on the parish level, whether it is through, Missionary of the Poor or the Missionary Sisters of Charity, Mother Teresa Sisters, whether it is through the Mustard Seed Community, the St. Patrick's Foundation, the Stella Maris Foundation, all of this, the source of that energy comes from the formation we receive in the parish. It comes from our faith, of our self-understanding as child of God, of our recognition of every human person as being child of God, and therefore having a dignity that no one can give them except the Lord, and no one can take away from them. And this is what, puts the fire in our guts to reach out and to carry out these programs. And if that spirituality is not behind the social program, then, it's just another humanitarian social apostolate, which has a certain amount of goodness in itself. I'm not knocking that. But when the Catholic Church carries it out, it comes from a spirituality in which we are formed as Catholics, from our faith. And people have to understand that, because a lot of people don't look at the Catholic Church as a place where you go for prayer and, and spiritual stuff. It's always a place you go for to receive some help.
Social services.
And I think it's very important for us to emphasize that these go as a hand in glove together, and you can't separate them.
Jamaica has a relatively small population of Roman Catholics. Notwithstanding, we have 3 dioceses, and we are people who have produced bishops, but we have never produced a cardinal. When do you think Rome is going to look favorably this part of the Caribbean and ensure that we get a cardinal in short order?
I can't answer that question, but I would say this, that normally cardinals are appointed in churches where there are a lot of Catholic population, and basically in the Caribbean, especially in what used to be the British territories, one must realize the history, where it was against the law to be a Catholic not too long ago, in the middle of the 19th century. So that our numbers are very small, and I think until we get a flourishing Catholic community in Jamaica or in the rest of the Caribbean, I don't think we'll have a cardinal. But who knows? Maybe this is something that the entire region needs to pick us up. But the fact is, the Caribbean is unique, not only in the Catholic Church but throughout the world. We haven't caused too many problems, and so as a result, people don't pay too much attention to us. We've been living together peacefully for years, and so places like Cuba can get attention because of the difficulties that they posed for the United States, or and Haiti has brought some attention because of so much poverty there, and the whole question of the lack of proper governance there, governance there for years. But the rest of the Caribbean has really been neglected, not only by the church but by the rest of the community. We are a part of the Latin American church, and on the other hand, in our conference of bishops, our major language is English, We have the 3 departments of France, which is Martinique, Guadeloupe, and French Guiana. And then we have the Dutch territories. So even within the Latin American church, we're a minority. And many times we get a lot of our mail, of course, is in Spanish. And a lot of them don't realize that this is not our major language in our region. So it's, I don't think it will happen in my lifetime. But it's something that I think would perhaps pick up the spirits of the people and know that they have someone at that level. But let me just let you know, though, a number of our bishops have been involved in very key positions in the various ministries of the church, especially in the area of ecumenism. We've had Archbishop Reese for years working in that, in the whole area of evangelization. We've had representation of that council. We've had representation also in the whole area of laity and also in the area of migration. You know, I used to represent us on the level of migration when I was in the Bahamas, you know, where we had the peculiar difficulties of a lot of illegal Haitian migrants coming to the Bahamas. So we've had a lot of intervention at that level, but not at the level of being a cardinal.
Have you met Pope Benedict II, and how would you rate his performance so far as the Bishop of Rome?
Pope Benedict XVI.
The 16th.
Yes, and well, I met him previously as a cardinal, and especially when he was the prefect for the Congregation for the Doctrine of Faith. And although many of his decisions might have seemed harsh, as he, in that particular work, he was trying to protect the orthodoxy of the church and its traditions. Personally, through all of this, I've always found him a very gentle person and a very pastoral person.
Thank you very much, Archbishop, for spending time with us here in the GO-JAMAICA studios, sharing your perspective on a number of issues. We wish you all the very best in your future endeavors, and we hope you have a very pleasant retirement, and that you will continue to be usefully engaged, making your contribution where you can. And we look forward to hearing more about some of the good things that you have been doing as you seek to promote Roman Catholic witness in Jamaica and elsewhere. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark. It's a pleasure.
Okay, all the best. Here we close our video podcast. Join us next time when we have another exciting guest for you.